Hey YouTube, what's up? This is Matt King again from playloudblog.com, and I want to do a really quick lesson here about the 9 easiest guitar songs that every beginner should learn, at least in my opinion. I just do YouTube searches every once in a while, trying to find out what you guys may need, what will help you, and I just see a bunch of people, playing Smoke on the Water and playing Back in Black. I mean, a good lesson is not just watching some guy play it. I mean, you just got to know how to get started. And hopefully this is going to be really helpful to you. I'm just going to go through some riffs that you should learn. And I'm going to give you a link to an article on my website that's going to go a little bit more in depth into why you should learn these songs. And it is for more of a hard rock and roll type of player, someone who's interested in that, but let's just get right into it. I'll stop talking so much. Okay, what I want you to do is stop watching YouTube videos after this. You're not going to get the right video every time for every riff you're going to learn. Some are not going to be played very well. Some, the camera's not going to work right. Some, the angle's not going to work right. Some's not going to have a tab. Stop trying to find the perfect YouTube video. I mean, just go to Ultimate Guitar and just pick out a riff to learn and do it. Because, I mean, playing music is not a visual thing, except for when you're watching your fretboard. You're not going to learn how to play any of these riffs by watching me, watching some guy, even watching Slash or whoever play these riffs. I mean, you got to learn through trial and error. You got to just play them over and over and over again and master the techniques until it sounds pretty close to the record. And ultimately, decide for yourself what songs you should start learning. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to some other random YouTuber. Don't listen to Guitar World. Just play whatever you want. I mean, because if you're not playing whatever you want, I mean, this is a big waste of time. Guitar is not easy. But hopefully, some of my videos are helping make it a little bit easier. Let's get into it. And again, do you really want some random guy playing all this for you? No, you don't. I didn't. The only person I really cared about learning any of these riffs from was Slash, was from Eric Clapton, Jimi Hendrix. I cared a lot about how they played, but I don't really care about just some dude, wowing me with his guitar technique. I mean, it's great. I want that same technique too, but I mean, I personally want to learn from the best out there, the guys who actually played it. So let's get right into it. Okay, Back in Black. If you go and learn this riff by AC/DC, it's going to give you a very thorough background in just the basic power chords. You'll see E5 there, you'll see D5 there, and a lot of rock and roll riffs mixed in single note lines like you see there. Sorry about those half signs there. On my WordPress site, when I try to copy and paste some guitar tabs I make, that's just the way it comes out, and I kind of left it there because at least you can see where the measures end. And that's actually a big part of learning the guitar, is trying to match everything you see in the tab to what you hear in the actual song. But that's a whole entirely different subject. Let's try to go through these as quickly as possible. Next is Smoke on the Water. I mean, somebody's probably already told you got to learn Smoke on the Water. I mean, I'm not really blowing you away with this, but there's the tab for reference in case you want to use this video to go through some beginners riffs. It's not very hard at all. You can play all that just holding your index finger down on the frets and just moving it up, down, wherever you're trying to go. Very basic power chord moves here. Okay, 7 Nation Army. This is a very, very great single note pentatonic riff that anybody can learn. You got to get their technique up on how to do this, how to play in rhythm, how to play it smoothly, how to connect those notes together from one to the other. And that's actually one of the first ones I learned. All of these are actually what I first learned and what a lot of people learn at first, as I said. Alright, and this could be your first Led Zeppelin riff. That 7/9 shape, the E5 power chord there, that's going to be everywhere. It's going to be in Metallica. It's going to be in Megadeth. It's going to be in Van Halen. It's going to be in AC/DC. You're actually probably going to get a little bit sick of it. I did. But this riff right here, Whole Lotta Love by Led Zeppelin, I mean, every guitar player worth their salt has learned this and has learned a lot of Jimmy Page's riffs that he wrote for Led Zeppelin. It's just a great school to go to get some good playing technique, good rhythm guitar technique, even though that's definitely not the end-all be-all of rhythm guitar. And then very, very easy, Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. A lot of players never learn fingerpicking. It's okay. It's all good. But if you want to play stuff that involves chords, like if you ever want to play Chet Atkins or jazz or some more complex chord stuff, I mean, you're not going to be able to play it all with a pick. You got to learn some fingerpicking stuff, and that's a very, very easy one to go on. I mean, you don't have to do anything except play the open strings and not hit the A and D strings that you'll see them right there. Okay, moving on. And then Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. Every beginner knows this Pink Floyd riff. It can be your first acoustic riff. You only have to know one shape, and that's the G shape, as you can see. It's just moving around with. And it uses bass notes in there, of course, and the bass notes provide a lot of the melody that goes on in that acoustic riff that a lot of people really like in that riff. And then Come As You Are by Nirvana. That's actually the very first riff I ever learned. I was stoked when I was able to finally play that smoothly and close enough and not mess up the whole way through. It's a pretty easy riff to learn. It's not going to, depending on how long you've been playing, I mean, if you just started playing, it's not going to come immediately, but that Smoke on the Water and some of these other ones are great riffs to go ahead and learn it first. Like I said, it was my first riff, and it's many guitar players' favorite first riffs, rather, sorry. And then this could be your first lead guitar lick, because that's basically what this melody here from Wonderful Tonight by Eric Clapton is. It's, I believe, in it could be G major pentatonic. It can be well, I'll save you. If you're a beginner, that's kind of going above your head trying to tell you what key all that this is in. But I mean, it's. If you listen to the song and match it up to this, it's not going to be very hard to match it up. And it can give you a good, solid foundation for going into more lead stuff, even though there's going to be a lot more to learn in lead guitar if that's your goal. And then Iron Man by Black Sabbath, the ultimate beginner's riff. Or is that Smoke on the Water? I don't know. I made sure to write that to myself because a lot of people would argue that Smoke on the Water is the ultimate beginner's riff. I just remember Randy Rhoads saying in some interview a long time ago how when he was teaching guitar, every single one of his students wanted to learn the Iron Man riff. And I mean, I remember when I first started playing, I made friends with some guitar players like, dude, have you learned Iron Man yet? I'm like, yeah, I'm trying. It's kind of hard. But it's funny saying that. Depending on how long you've been playing, you may have gotten that pretty easily. It was kind of hard to do that slide into the 911 power chord right there for me to make it all sound smooth and such. But that's a little bit harder for power chords. It's not the hardest thing you'll come by, trust me. But learning that one is tons of fun, has a great melody. Lots of beginners go and learn it. Again, I highly recommend that you go and learn that. Okay, more details on my website, Play It Loud. I should remember to put an annotation right about here so you can click on it and go see it. I do include some more details about these riffs that you should try and learn, what techniques specifically you'll have to learn, and the quickest way to go about doing all that. And you'll also see some one of my ebooks called The Clueless Beginner's Guitar Book that will go into a lot more detail on that if you're interested in buying something to help you speed up this process even more. I hope you'll go and check it out. But for right now, just click on the annotation that takes you to the article where I actually got all these tabs from. And I think that's it. Yep. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.